This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. In today's video brought to you by the luxury world, we will be discussing a piece of controversial news about Rolex. Rolex was fined a hefty $100 million by the French antitrust agency for restricting online sales of their luxury watches in France. Undeniably, this represents the most significant challenge to the Rolex business model we witnessed in years. If this fine stand, it is indeed accurate to say that their entire business model is under scrutiny. Let us delve into this topic more, so stay tuned into this video. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, we encourage you to do so now to stay informed about our future videos. Now let us start with finding out what the violation committed by Rolex in this matter. The French regulator found that Rolex, for over a decade, engaged in practices that hampered authorized distributors from selling their timepieces online. This included agreements with retailers limiting online discounts, restricting online advertising, and requiring prior approval for online sales. The penalty is accompanied by a requirement for the French division to notify its retailers. As a justification, Rolex defended their actions, claiming they were necessary to combat counterfeiting and maintain brand image. However, the regulator dismissed these justifications, arguing that Rolex's practices stifled competition and harmed consumers by limiting their online shopping options. Moving forward in this video, we will delve into several key aspects. Firstly, we will explore the specific events that transpired and the details of the ruling. Secondly, we will examine the available options for Rolex in terms of potential appeals. Thirdly, we will assess the implications for the gray market. Lastly, we will consider the potential consequences for the Rolex brand if online sales become mandatory. While we are not legal experts, we can still investigate the potential impact of this event on the luxury watch community. As we said earlier, Rolex received a $1 million fine, and the entities affected include the parent Rolex company and Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. Let us get to the heart of the legal argument. Rolex contended that limiting online sales is crucial in combating counterfeit watches and unauthorized selling outside their network. We are all familiar with the implications of counterfeit sales. Indeed, fake Rolex watches have reached a remarkable level of authenticity, even replicating intricate movements. This may have involved off-network and unauthorized transactions, particularly with flippers, a persistent issue exacerbated by the pandemic. However, these arguments were dismissed for two significant reasons, one of which dealt a considerable blow to Rolex. The initial rationale cited by the trade authorities was the practices of other prominent Swiss brands. Despite facing similar risks as Rolex, these brands still permit online sales. The trade authority points out that competitors have successfully implemented technological solutions to combat counterfeits and unauthorized transactions. Therefore, the argument presented is that an outright prohibition of online sales by Rolex is an excessive response to these issues, and competitors have demonstrated that viable alternatives exist. The second reason revolves around the Rolex Certified Pre-Owned or CPO program. Remarkably, Rolex itself has established an online channel specifically tailored for selling Rolex watches, ensuring the authenticity of these timepieces. Rolex does not perceive this as a threat to its brand image, given that it initiated this program. This is a substantial consideration, leading to the possibility that Rolex might contemplate discontinuing the CPO program. The overarching argument is that the prohibition of online sales is anti-competitive and detrimental to consumers. The case highlights a specific section in the distribution agreement emphasizing that authorized retailers, the exclusive entities sanctioned to sell Rolex products, are forbidden from conducting sales over the internet or through mail order. The main point of the matter lies in the term retailers, which refers to resellers. The trade authority contends that while Rolex can regulate its own direct sales channels, akin to Booker, it cannot prohibit online sales by resellers because these entities do not fall under the category of authorized retailers. Given that Rolex distributes its watches through authorized resellers, this ruling allows those resellers the option to utilize online sales if they choose. If our interpretation is correct, there is an even more astonishing aspect to this ruling, surpassing the significance of online sales. Now, what options does Rolex have? An appeal process is available, which unfolds in two stages. Initially, Rolex can file an appeal with the Paris Court of Appeals, the specific body tasked with reviewing decisions made by the trade authority. The court will scrutinize the legal and factual basis of the ruling, and the potential outcomes include confirming the decision, reducing the fine, or annulling the decision. However, annulling the decision necessitates proving a serious factual or legal error by the trade authority. If this initial step fails, Rolex can then appeal to the Court of Cassation, the highest court in France, which exclusively reviews legal questions, not factual ones. The outcomes at this stage are either dismissing the appeal or referring the case back to the Court of Appeals. Given this process, winning an appeal appears challenging. Even if the highest court supports Rolex, the case is merely referred to the appeals court that initially ruled against them. Records indicate that the French Trade Authority has a robust history, boasting a 93% success rate in winning appeals in 2019. There is another avenue Rolex can explore by submitting a complaint to the European Commission. This would prompt an investigation into whether the French Trade Authority's decision violates EU competition laws. During this inquiry, Rolex would seek an injunction. However, there is a significant issue to consider: the implications for the EU market. EU competition laws are harmonized across member states, and the European Commission serves as the central enforcement body. Judgments from national courts regarding competition matters are typically recognized and enforced in other member states, ensuring consistency in competition laws. This poses a substantial problem for Rolex. If the French Trade Authority prevails, other trade groups or government agencies in different EU member states could challenge Rolex, causing this anti-competition ruling to extend across borders. Now, what does all this mean for the gray market? If the ruling stands, it would be catastrophic. One of the unspoken advantages of the gray market is its ability to conduct online sales. Rolex entering the online sales arena would eliminate one of the gray market's significant advantages. Some economic research suggests that online sales often lead to a concentration of market share. Allowing Rolex to sell online might result in market domination, potentially triggering more anti-competitive rulings against them. The impact on Rolex's brand if their watches are available online is a critical concern. Rolex is positioned as a luxury item with exclusivity at its core. The broader implications for Rolex and its brand are intricate. Now, let us address the other surprising aspect. It reveals that the French Trade Authority was unconvinced by the evidence indicating that Rolex enforced a pricing structure on its authorized retailers. This raises the question: does Rolex not dictate prices for its watches? This has significant implications, suggesting that Rolex AD or authorized dealers in France might have the freedom to set their prices. The potential truth of this assertion needs careful monitoring as the case develops, as it could have profound implications. This ruling could have a significant impact on the luxury watch industry, potentially pushing other brands to reconsider their online sales restrictions. It may also encourage increased scrutiny from antitrust regulators globally. The fine itself is a significant financial hit for Rolex, potentially affecting their profits and future investments. Rolex will have to adjust its online sales practices in France to comply with the ruling, potentially allowing for deeper discounts and broader online advertising. On the other hand, luxury brands with similar online sales restrictions may face increased scrutiny and pressure to adapt their practices, potentially leading to more open online markets in the industry. Increased online competition could benefit online watch retailers, offering consumers more options and potentially lower prices. It is unclear how Rolex will respond to the fine and adjust its online sales strategy globally. Will they adapt solely to comply in France, or will they reconsider their practices entirely? Overall, the consequences of this incident are still unfolding, with potential ripple effects across the luxury watch industry and beyond. It will be interesting to see how Rolex and other brands respond, and how consumers and regulators engage with the changing landscape of online luxury retail. What are your thoughts on the developing topic we shared in this video? We would love to see your comments and opinions in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, we would appreciate it if you let us know by leaving a comment and giving it a thumbs up. Do not forget to follow our channel for more content. Thank you for watching The Luxury World, and we look forward to having you join us in our upcoming videos.